Okay. All righty. Well, welcome to live take two. It just does that from time to time. And what are you going to do? Hope everybody else gets back over. We'll give them a few minutes. Until then, let's get ready to do some cooking. So today, I'm going to cook up the rest of my bacon on here. I do have more I just pulled out of the freezer. I got eggs, and I have center cut pork chops. So the center cut pork chops, I'm going to cook. I'm going to have one for breakfast. So it's going to be pork and eggs, not steak and eggs. And then the other ones will be for dinner for myself and the wife. Uh-oh. When she's so... Excuse me. So it's still cold. So let's kick on some burners. Roll. Daryl, how you doing? Thanks for joining in. Cousin. And remember to hit the thumbs up. Might have to do that as a poll. I don't need to do a poll. This, of course, for whatever reason, YouTube doesn't really show that happening in real time with me. And when I go into like analytics, I'll show that I have 15 thumbs up but only 4 views. I'm like, well, how does that happen? So I'm cooking some bacon just for the cooking medium and fresh flavor. I do also have bacon grease. When I need more, I can add it. And like I said, I pulled out another package. So I'm ready to roll on that. Down to my last 11 jumbo eggs. So that means probably today I'm going to have to buy some. So I'm going to boil them. I'm going to do it the easy way. And probably just going to boil a couple. So if I could use a smaller pan, I can still use a smaller pan. La-da-da. La-da-da-da. Now I'm going to use a bigger pan. Just going to use a bigger burner. I'll figure it out. So today is going to be trolls, UFOs, and fitness, which is kind of a unique setting. So I was looking at some of the comments that I get and some of the comments that some of the other creators get. It already broke. And it's kind of humorous because literally they're commenting on stuff that they obviously don't know what they're talking about. Looks like I might have froze my eggs over here. And I won't be surprised at all if I get a busted egg in there. So I may have to remember where the controls are. There they are. It's at 37, where I want it. Could be the very cold weather we're having. So while I have the baking going, I'm going to get ready for the pork chop. So I have my flour, and I put flour in glass whenever I can. And why is that? Because it will last longer in glass. Paradise Acres, how we doing? Glad you could pop in really quick from work. Red Rider, thanks for popping in. Appreciate it. So, boiled eggs, we got bacon cooking. I got some extra bacon grease to cook the pork chops in. So right now I'm going to make the breading for the pork chops, because I do like to bread it. So we're going to talk about trolls. That'll be the first one we talk about. Dan Bell is a world-ranked powerlifter. I'm ranking the top 3. My name is first number 1. I have competed with, not against, but competed with Dan Bell. And he is a fantastic athlete and an all-around nice guy to talk to. And so there's this one pro platform that they've had me on it. They have other lifters on it. And they're showing his deadlift form, how it's kind of a little bit different than everybody else's. But, you know, what works for you, the man deadlifts 1,000 pounds. You know, that came out. And, of course, you get those who don't and can't trying to correct his form. And I find it extremely funny because you have people that literally are not even the same continent as this guy when it comes to lifting. But yet they're going to try to say, oh, you know, if he corrected his form, he could do more. I'm like, and somebody already corrected him on it. I'm like, dude, get real. This man has a 1,000-pound deadlift, a 1,000-pound squat, and like a 580-pound bench. You are in no position to talk about that. Not being cocky, it just is what it is. If you're going to give advice, be in a position where you are the expert. Don't give advice to the expert. Like I said, I've competed with Dan. He's a very nice guy, very good person, very encouraging to others in the field. He personally said something to my son that I thought was very encouraging. He said, everybody started with the bar. So I have a lot of respect for this guy. And then you get the other ones going, oh, he's 35 going on 50. The man is probably one of the strongest men in the world. Out of 8 billion people, and you're talking smack to him because you're behind a keyboard. And to be honest with you, he'd just laugh at you anyway. I mean, he really would. He'd find it just as funny as I find it. And then I get some trolls on my Instagram. I have a reoccurring one on Facebook because, you know, I'll block them and he'll hurry up. He'll make another account. Come saying something stupid again. And I know, it's a sad life. So, to the trolls, don't give advice to the experts. Yeah, with the government. There we go. So the next one is UFOs. So there has to be an explanation of what I'm seeing on the way home. Because this is the second video I put out on the same thing. And I'm just trying to find a natural or man-made explanation for it. And I do believe there is one. But if you watch the UFO over Cornell, tell me what you think. But there I am driving, and here's this big kind of crescent moon, but it's huge. It's taking over too big of an area of the sky. So either it's close. So I was thinking in town, and very large. Because if it was far away, it was that large, I got to think everybody would be reporting it. So there's got to be some sort of, I don't know, natural explanation for it. I haven't figured it out yet. I drove into town, but of course the light had disappeared before I got into town. So the next thing I'll do is I'm going to get me a relief map that will show me the different elevations. And I want to see if I'm at a high enough elevation at that point to actually see into town. Because it can be really deceiving. You think you're not, but a tropical relief map will let me know that. So, and I mean, like I said, it's not a little object. It's a big object. It fills up a big portion of the sky if you look at the video. And I'm trying to think what it is. No kidding. You know the world's going to crap when you're actually thinking of men from Mars might not be a bad idea. At least we get everybody together, huh? Hopefully. But I don't think it's an alien invasion. I don't think it's flying saucers. I think there's got to be some sort of explanation for it. So I went to the grade school, and it was lit up, and I'm thinking, well, it's a red brick building. Could it show up like that at that distance? I don't think it can, and I even went outside to the north side of town to try to find something that would make sense of it. So I'm going to get that relief map. I'm going to see where I'm at when I see it, and when it disappears, where am I at? It doesn't feel like it disappears because I go down lower than that. It just seems to disappear. So I don't know. It's a mystery. Inquiring minds want to know. So I got the flour. I put the spices in there. And what I'll do is I'll cook up the pork chops once the bacon is done. I'm probably going to add some bacon grease for cooking. And this is part of maybe it's cold out there, and food that we bought so we could stay in during those days of coldness. This is the first day it got above zero. And it's like a balmy 10 degrees out there. Possibly going to be a high of 20 degrees. I can see the wind's picking up, so it's probably going to feel about the same. It's like, yay, it's warmer, but it's windy. What are you going to do? What do you say? I got to go through these lids. We got like 3 times the lid than we have Tupperware. There we go. Shake, shake, shake. Shake, shake, shake. I got the eggs going. Cooking one of those, so I'll have plenty of protein, which is basically what breakfast is about. High in protein and carbs. I've already had a shake today. Shake today has about 20 ounces of milk, a banana, and 2 eggs. So got plenty of energy. I've been having a problem with my left foot. It's been swelling up. I'm thinking maybe it's the boot. I'm thinking nothing more intelligent than us wants to be here. No kidding. They're probably going, yeah, the neighborhood's going downhill. But I don't think it's a UFO as in flying saucers and little green men. It's an identified object out there in the sky. So you UFS maybe, unidentified object in the sky. But I've seen this the second time I've seen it, and it appeared at about the same place on my way home around the same time. And it disappeared about the same place. There's got to be an explanation. All right. Yep, there's that egg crack. I knew it would. So I think the egg's froze in there just because it's been so cold. 12 minutes is fine. Set that timer down a little bit. It looks like I'll have 2 good eggs. One put that in the trash. This is the baking grease I saved. And then fitness. So yesterday I didn't have a spotter. So I only went up to 385. I don't think I had a 420 bench in me, but I probably had a 405. But there was 2 young kids in there, but I just didn't trust them to not freak out. Because you can kind of see them in the background. They're kind of freaking out on my lesser weights. And the ground say, nope. Have a sign, please. We need a fair election. So I still went in there and had a good bench session. Got a good set of reps in. Today it's probably just going to be arms, some easy stuff. I don't want to do anything with standing on my foot. Yeah, my goal is by February, sometime in February, to have 425. That's my goal. I hit 405 right here at the beginning of the year. Felt good about that. Hit the 425, I'll feel better. And in March, I have a contest about halfway into it, which I'd like to at least get a 424-pound bench in there, depending on how much I weigh. Whether I'm going into the 242-pound class or going up heavier to the 275-pound class will have a lot to do with it. Right now, I'm currently at 242 body weight. If I can hang on to that one, that would be good. I'm starting to gain a little bit of weight because I'm not going on those hikes because it's just too cold out there. And I'm not going to go out there and stress myself to the point where I get sick and then you start losing all that. Hey, Michael, good morning. Thanks for popping in. So Michael is also another young man like myself who works out to a very high level and is in great shape, strength-wise, for us senior citizen type people, 1 each. And I might well follow his channel. I used to be able to watch a lot of YouTube at work, but now they've come down on it and they're all freaking out about doing too much of it. So I'm really limited. I can actually have you run in the background behind the screen where they don't see it and try to throw a comment or 2 in there. But it's usually when I get home around 11:30 where I start watching some of the other ones in earnest. All right, let's bring it up a little more. Get the bacon off there. And I'll be ready to cook our first pork chop. So I'm cooking the pork chop in bacon grease. Now I'm going to have to add some bacon grease in there. There we go. Is people would be going, oh no, bacon grease, that's terrible. It is better for you than seed oils. So this is going to be one for breakfast. And I'll cook one to take with me to work. And then usually I stop at the store and I get a couple half tubs of cottage cheese instead of protein shakes, because the cottage cheese have 52 grams of protein versus 30 grams on a protein shake at the same price. Yeah, and I did miss your live the other day, and that was, sorry I missed that. My daughter's book is out, and I did post that at my community page. The Fay Motel Hotel, sorry, is available at Amazon and Barnes and Noble. There we go. If you're into reading, I would appreciate you purchasing the book. I purchased two. They actually, I think they're due today. So hopefully they'll show up today. I'm sure she's sending me one also. All right. So let's get the first pork chop in there. The first pork chop. There you go. Let's take another one off and rinse it and repeat. So my daughter was first learning how to cook on her own. She asked me, well, how do you do meat? And I said, well, you always rinse off your meat with cold water before cooking it, when you're buying it from the butcher. So her boyfriend at the time, and now husband, when she was cooking for him, was a little confused why she was washing off the hamburger. I said, well, not that it's a bad idea. I said, but let me restate that. Chicken, pork, steaks, you wash off. Bacon and hamburger, you don't. But, you're going to make those little mistakes from time to time. There we go. I appreciate everybody joining in here. The channel is going pretty well. I'm starting to get more views on my videos. For a while, I was getting very few. And wasn't looking good. And I think a lot of it had to do with YouTube. I think they had suppressed my stuff for a while. That kind of made it back. So I'm on Patreon too, but I really don't do a lot of Patreon. I don't know if my stuff gets posted there automatically or not. I only got so much time, and the Patreon is a pay-only site. So that kind of comes up. Hey, Savage Lee, how we doing? Welcome to 1911, America. So I did go out the other day to go get the mail. And like I said, the driveway is about 250 feet from the house. And I was thinking, no wind, even though it's -8, it's not that bad. I was kind of dressed like this. I get out to the mailbox. I'm thinking maybe I'll shoot over to the pond, and cut back around. And by the time I grabbed the mail and started heading back, I'm like, no, I'm just going to get back in the house. Because -8 is cold. And that's not wind chill. And that's not feels like temperature. That was natural -8 temperature. Only because I've seen a few people in chat on Prepper Nation. One says in Tennessee it's -4. Well, I'm pretty sure it was wind chill was -4 because I was already at 7 degrees and I'm north, considerably north. So when I report temperatures, I report the actual temperature. I don't report the wind chill. It's only that feel like temperature if you're out in that wind. Winter is a busy time here in Homestead. Keeping the water wet is tough and -16 today. About 28-ish. About 25-ish Fahrenheit. So yeah, had a few people at work who had their pipes bust. One said he even had water running, but it still broke. It's just that the door to his crawl space was left open. So, well, in below zero weather, you can't leave that door open. And that's a definite no-no. And I remember at my dad's place, a lot of the water pipes were against an outside wall, so we had to keep our water running. or we would have issues with that. And luckily here, pretty much the water pipes are inside the building, and none of them are running against an outside wall, because I have a room behind here, I have a hallway. So, but I still kept the water running. Even though I probably didn't have to worry about it, I kept it rolling. Scheduled worker jobs Saturday. Until then, winter is on frontier. Yeah, wife had yesterday off. She had Friday off. She had last Tuesday off. So basically, in the last 2 weeks, she worked. She had 2 3-day weekends. 33, yeah. It's supposed to have 2 days in the 20s, and it gets back into the single digits again. And then by next week, we're looking at near 40-degree weather and, of course, rain, which is going to suck. And all this turns to slush, and then it freezes, and I have frozen slush everywhere. I mean, snow, I don't mind. It looks pretty out there. I'll give you guys all a view. La, da, da, da. So, it looks pretty. Nice and white and bright. You know, the snow's hard, so you can walk on the top of it. And then when it gets warm, it just gets all yucky. Yep. So I didn't keep them dripping, but what I'll do is, anytime I walk by a faucet, I give it a shot to run, and then flushing the toilets is a really good way to get things to move through really fast too. Well, the topic of the day is fitness. I mean, you got to keep lifting and staying strong. When I went to the nurse's stations yesterday to try to get my foot wrapped, because it was killing me. She's like, well, you look, thank you for your service. It looks like you lift. And I go, well, I do. And of course, I had a shirt on with a barbell on it and that. But I told her thank you. And I said, I do that to stay healthy. All right. The eggs should be done. And what we hear is we run it with cold water, try to cool them down quickly. So the pork chops are cooking nice. Like I said, one's going to be for to eat now. And then I got one to take with me and possibly 2 to leave for the missus. So then when she gets home from school, or she won't be home until probably around 5, she just needs to throw like a can of corn or maybe a baked potato, and then she'll be good to go. Well, I got that going. One toilet froze up. Damn. So if I ever built if I ever built a house, I bought this one, I would definitely do things differently. First of all the basement appliances and apparatuses will be on the same wall. So, the one wall will be tied up with the furnace, the hot water heater, the well pump, the pressure tank, and the softener. It would all be on the same wall. The way this guy did it, he's got every wall tied up. And to me, that was just stupid. It should have been all done on the same wall. He had more than enough length to do it. And then all the water pipes will be run inside. The pipe coming from the well will be down further than the one that is here. The one that is here is about 48 inches down. And our freeze line can be 42, but I'd have mine probably 6. I'd probably have mine 5 feet down just in case. And I'd probably have a second well. I'd probably have a backup well. Hey, Full Grown Shannon, how we doing? Lunch break check-in. Appreciate it. Thanks for the thumbs up, everybody. I'm cooking bacon, pork chops, and eggs for breakfast. And then I'm going to cook the rest of the pork chops for a meal later. Oh, there you go. They're mashed taters. Under the floor, yep. It was built around the fireplace. Yeah, my dad's place was a small house and they just added on to it. But I remember we had a cellar where the softener was and the water pump and that. And it wasn't very big and you had to take a little ladder down there to get down there. But boy, if you didn't keep that water running in weather like this, you were going to bust pipes. There's just no way around it. We were used fuel oil for the longest time. And in hot water heat. So you had the furnace heated the water, and then the hot water circulated through registers. So it kept the house from drying out like forced air will. But in weather like this, you basically were dressed up like you were going outside, inside the house. What's nice here is both the missus and I like the house at a cooler temperature. I mean, right now I have the thermostat set at 62. She'll come home, she'll bump it up a degree. And then when I go to bed, I'll knock it down to 60. So I know the propane company is always confused because they'll be calling me saying, well, the way we calculate, you're probably at about 15%. I'll say, no, I'm at 50. And they're like, wow. Of course, they're calculating on people setting their thermostat at 70 to 72, and there's no way we could survive the house at that temperature. To us, that's just too hot. Ain't no way. But because it's been so cold, the cat's been in. I did buy a litter box, but it hasn't used it, but it actually stepped into it the other day, so maybe it's getting there. They're 3 quarts wide. There you go. So, yeah, I use them. I put it away, but brown sugar, flour, rice, do it in glass containers when I can. I put them in the freezer for a little bit first, for a couple of days. They don't kill anything off. But it allows me to keep them there for longer, even years, So I've got oxygen absorbers in there. So anytime the stuff was on a really good sale, I bought a lot of it. I haven't had to purchase flour for over a year. Still using what I have. I still have some in the freezer. So things were allowed my money to go further than it has, because right now everything is costing considerably more. When we went to the grocery store, the wife was like, I can't believe how much stuff costs now. It's ridiculous. And I agreed with her, because it is. Even though eggs have come down, they're still more than what they used to be. They're still about twice the price. Now, they were 6 times the price for a while. They're still twice the price. Milk is about, I would say, 40 to 60% more. Meat is probably, if you catch it the right time, but meat's still about 30, 40% more. I mean, my food bill has increased, has doubled. So when we go out and buy food, I'm spending twice as much as what I used to spend back in 2019 or even 2020 than I spend now. My income has not doubled. My fuel, it has been coming down, but it's still about, I would say, 50% to 60% more than it was. So my fuel is costing me 1.5 times that it did before. I'm not making 1.5 times more than I did back in 2019. So when they say, Bidenomics and everybody's doing well, I got a word for that. It's not something I can use right now. So what I try to do But I tried to be a little smarter about it. So instead of buying the protein shakes for $3 for 30 grams, I buy half tub of cottage cheese. I get 52 grams for the same amount of money. So I'm getting more calories for my money. When something is on sale, a decent sale, that's something that we eat, then of course I purchase it and I buy more than one. When you're talking about like the quart jars, I have my entertainment center in the living room full of quart jars full of rice, sugar, beans, and my canned tomatoes and salsa. The wife was like shaking her head about it. I said, well, I'm just telling you, it's where it's going. Now we'll get used to it. All right, so we got the first pork chop done. And I think I might even save the eggs for just before I leave for the gym. I am going to cook more pork chops. I'm going to dab a bacon grease in there. And then shake, shake, shake. Cha-cha-cha. And clean up the next one. So we bought these. Didn't get any of that Hy-Vee, unfortunately. We didn't get to go out there. We have a butcher in a Hy-Vee grocery store. They have by far the best pork. I had to buy this at the Walmart. I don't care to, but as they say, any port in a storm. Will do. So I went ahead and these were on sale. So I figured I know we can get them cooked up here pretty soon. So UFO, I'm sure it's just some sort of man-made phenomenon that's going on. Hey, Ark Wildman, how we doing? Trolls are trolls. There are people that they're either 12 years old or they never grew out of that 12-year-old mentality. And they just make hateful comments because they think that's cool. One goes, well, why be that strong when you're ugly? Oh, okay, so I'm ugly. I'm also married. I'm also raised 3 kids. What about you? Somebody found me attractive. So I always find those things funny. So people go out there behind a keyboard to make comments, try to be hurtful. Sad life. They would never make the comments in public because they get their ass kicked. So, beat me in the kitchen, John. No problem, man. It's easy to cook for 2 than it is for 1. I got plenty of food. Trying to get there. Can't seem to get it locked in. Captain, we need more power. The engines, they can take the strain. Oh, yes, I was a Trekkie. That was my show when I was a kid. Star Trek. We all could pick one show to watch. And I picked Star Trek. My sister picked Happy Days. And somebody else, the Partridge Family, because they had a crush on, some of the characters there. That was kind of funny. Yeah, the old Star Trek was good. The ones are okay too. Well, I don't know about the one that Paramount's doing that they're streaming. I haven't seen it. I've heard that there are some things in there, but Star Trek always was trying to be ahead of its time. But I did like a couple of last movies. But yeah, the old Star Trek was the best. It always cracked me up why they never carried just some good old, Colt 45s with them. It seems anytime they had an alien thing that their phasers were either disabled or they didn't hurt them. Well, damn, just pull out that 45 and put some lead in them. I guarantee you that'll work. Always crack me up. Man, have a backup. Phaser don't work. Okay. Pull out my short sword. Ugh. Hey, that worked just fine. You know, stop this technology. You know, also with lightsabers in Star Wars, you have something you can literally cut your own leg off with. You gotta imagine it's the first thing they teach you. Don't cut your own leg off. These are sharp. You know, the old forgotten rules of war, Murphy's forgotten rules of war. You know, tracers work both ways. You know, they tell you where the bullet's going, and they tell the enemy where the bullet came from. Ooh, that pork cooks. That looks yummy, so I'm going to cut it up, let it cool down just a little bit. I'm not one that can eat food that's really hot or spicy. I have a sensitive palate. Well, it's sensitive to heat. This definitely is a good amount of calories here. And that's what you need. You need the calories when you go to do any sort of physical activity. Whether it's going to the gym, whether it's running, whether it's going out and chopping out firewood, you know, feeding chickens, repairing a fence. You need the calories so you can stay active. And in this weather where it's really cold, so you can stay warm. Yeah, projectile plexus have there. He's getting their butt kicked. Who's getting their butt kicked? Must have missed something. For this morning, now, Arc Wild Man, is that actual temperature or is that the feel like temperature? There's a reason I asked that. Because I would think you'd be warmer than us. So here, it feels like 2 degrees, but it's 16 degrees out. So, and so in Arkena, Arkansas, it's 21 degrees. It feels like 13. I don't know that's where that is from you. But when I report temperature, I always report the real temperature. Yep. I know. I had to actually put a trickle charger on my wife's car and had to put it on all day Saturday or Sunday night for it to start Monday. So probably come springtime, I'll replace the battery in her car. So up in this weather here, because of the coldness, we generally get about 4 or 5 years out of our battery before it's time to change it. Oh, that's good. And those have really went up in money. I know we're getting batteries for 70, 80 bucks for a car battery. And I'm pretty sure it's going to be at least twice as much. So I told the wife I'll probably take it to the shop because I just don't have 2 cables on top of my battery anymore. You got this electrical box sitting on top of the positive cable. Really a lot more involved than it used to be. You need to get me some Clear Life milk. Now, I go through at least one of these a day, if not more. Then when we go to the store, I put 2 or 3 of them in the basket. And usually don't buy them when I go to work and let's leave them in the car. But obviously I couldn't do it the last couple of days because it'd be ice. I think the spice is perfect on that one. Yep. So I have an old trickle charger. I used to have one of those big superchargers, but it burned out. I need to get another one. Yeah, I'm sure. Now bring the pigs in. Wipe your feet. Well, we left the cat in. Although she probably needs to go out and go to potty. She's just been sleeping. Well, here's a little queen bee. Had to disturb her from her nap. Now I'm going to put her outside so you can go potty. Once you see you get up to deck and go potty, then you can come back in. It's not as cold as it used to be. But let's get ready to hear some noise. Yeah, she's looking at me like she ain't too happy about that. Hey, Jacob, how we doing? On this month, it's still 4:15. So I've done 4:15. I've done 4:10 twice. I've done 4:05 every workout except for yesterday because I did not have a spotter that I trust. So I kept it at 385, but I did rough out on 2 1/4. And I got an extra rep on that. And so far for January 4:15, it's as heavy as I went so far. Friday, if I have a spotter, I'll probably at least try to equal that and see how it goes. That's good stuff. Remember, I also take a lot of vitamins and minerals. The moringa is one of the main ones I do for breathing. And it was one of those ones that I felt an immediate, like within a day or two, improvement. And then last weekend, when we went to the state park and stayed out there, yeah, I hope so. You got the calories going in that. When we stayed out at the state park, I forgot to bring my main vitamins. So there was like 3 days I didn't take the moringa, and I actually had to come down at about 1 in the morning and take it because I could tell my breathing was more labored. So it made that much of a difference. So it really helps me deal with the asthma I have. I don't have a big case of asthma, but it's there. By July, I don't know, let's see, at least 450. At least 450 by July. I'm not going to take the break from the heavy lifting that I did last year. So I'm going to stay at it. Remember, you set reasonable goals and give yourself more than enough time to do it so you're not tricked into trying to get back there too hard. But then that's how you get injured. But yeah, I would like to be at 450 by July. But 425 by end of February. My meet is towards the 3rd week of March. I'm going to the Arnold March 1st. And then I have to look at some airfares. Look on Friday. I may be going to Florida for just a quick stop. So I'd like to get back there. That would definitely, because then I can go after the top world records once I get that far. Well, Potty, sit out there. You're not going to do that bag again. Let's add some more bacon. Bacon. And get ready to put the next piece of meat in. And we got this one and one more to cook. It'll be all done. Because I started earlier, I'm in better shape. Now it's funny, I watched John and Prepper Nation and then I set up my live and had a good hour before it was going to start. I said, I'll just lay down for a few minutes. 45 minutes later, I'm like, whoa. That's another thing I noticed that in the winter, I will tend to sleep more. We'll see. Let's get to that 450 in July first. It would be. It would be. I know, it's so close at 480. Good eating. So I want to thank everybody for stopping in, hitting the thumbs up, and all that good YouTube stuff. Remember, got any questions, put them in chat. So subscribe, share, join memberships, all that other good stuff. 55 this month. I didn't realize he was that old. But I think he does a lot of stuff to make him look young. And I don't. But he's in amazing shape. I used to watch some of his shows, but I haven't had time lately. Well, it's better than no food. Well, my strongest bench is when I was 60. People go, oh, I wonder what he benched in high school. I didn't bench this in high school. I wasn't this strong. I didn't even try to bench this in high school. My goal was all around fitness. The strongest I've been on bench is when I was 60. I was probably at 60. I was probably at my strongest at that time. I think when I was about 58, I did do a 315-pound military. I'm not at that level, nor do I think I'll ever will, but I did get back up to like 275. I'm slowly working on that too. I'll probably do that tomorrow. I found trying to do military the day after I do bench. No, it doesn't work out very well for me. This is so good. Now, because I don't have the garden going. I do those balance of nature fruits and veggies as a supplement. Now, during the summer, I don't have to, because I'm taking I'm eating, so many vegetables out of my garden. Peppers, jalapenos, lettuce, tomatoes, squash. I don't need to. All right, the last pork chop. Thanks, until you go out and go potty, you can stay at that door all you want. Go potty. Right, I did that, I think 2 weeks ago. I think when I did that 410 and 415 bench, so I did a 405, 410, 415. And then the next day I went to do military and it just wiped me out. So if I put a day in between the two, it goes a lot better. Today I go to Walgreens to buy a brace for my ankle. Or maybe a pad to put in my work boots. Then try to order some new work boots. Because it is tearing my left foot up. It is no fun. Got out of bed a little bit earlier today, glad I did. It allows me to get more stuff done. This is good. Yum, yum, yum. I could go here and just cook all day. Get the kitchen nice and warm. Oh yeah, wow. I had to pitch up to 78 no wonder I'm getting warm. You have a good time too. Thanks for sharing. Appreciate it. I usually go until the laptop says it's time for the battery. But yeah, 425 by, hey Daryl, 425 by sometime in February, which I think is doable. As long as I stay on track. And 450 by July should be a good goal. Glad I decided to cook these up. That is so good. The inclines are different. Use a different muscle. So, and of course, the lower in the weight spectrum, the different that it is, but you can do, I think it's 155 unless you're using kilos. On incline for 6, then you should be able to do 165 for probably 2 or 3, or possibly 170 would be my guess. Now it depends. People's endurances are different. I know people that can rep 2 1/4 for more reps than I can, but cannot bench over 405. Can't bench to 405. They just have better endurance. My endurance is like this. Boom, and it drops like a rock. Yeah, UK. Okay, so yeah, so you probably can do about 7.5 more kilos. So I'll say 77.5 kilos probably would be your max. So, but like I said, my endurance, like where a lot of people, it's a slow progression because of my age. It's like, I have people tell they can do 2 1/4 for 30, but they can't do 405. Yeah, just their endurance range is different than mine. So good. So usually during better weather days, I would have went out for a walk, maybe 2 or 3 miles, come back and did this, and then went to the gym. But because of the temperature and my foot being so messed up, it was really swelled up last night at work where I had to go to the nurse's station. I was like, man, I can't stand this. And then they let one of the other guys came and helped me do my load. And I do appreciate it because it was needed. It allowed me to stay off my foot. And my foot actually felt better at the end of my shift than it did at the beginning of my shift. Sometimes if I don't get enough food in me at work, I'll come home and have a shake. Just to make sure I'm getting the amount of protein I need. Nice one. Nice big one. So. Ready to go. Almost done. Bro, how long have I been yakking? I know 0 is 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm thinking it's got to be around 20 degrees, 22 degrees Fahrenheit there. Now, at what temperature is Celsius and Fahrenheit the same? So I'll question everybody. At what temperature is Celsius and Fahrenheit equal to each other? Nope. You're thinking right. So it's not negative 64. But you are thinking the right thing. See if anybody else guessed it. Everyone's Google. It's minus 40. Yeah, minus 40. Minus 40 Celsius is minus 40 Fahrenheit. Got the timer. There we go. So I'm in the Midwest, Illinois, and currently it is 16 degrees Fahrenheit, which is far warmer than the negative 8 it was before. So it's almost like a heat wave. And then I think by next Thursday, use my weather app, if it's warmed up in the last 10 minutes. Okay, so in Arkansas, it's 21 degrees. Let's go back to me. 17 degrees. Supposed to get a high of 21. Tomorrow, 25 degrees, chance of snow. Friday, back to 10 with a low of -1. Saturday, 8 with a low of -5. Sunday, 18 degrees. Monday, 32. Tuesday, 36. Wednesday, 39. Of course, rain, rain, rain. Thursday, 42, rain. Friday, 45, rain. They are. Yep. Everybody is. Everybody's getting the feel cold. Oh, that's so good. So I was talking to a guy at the gym, and we're talking about how we get protein in, and I was telling him about the cottage cheese. He goes, "Oh, I don't like cottage cheese." I said, "Well, I can't help you there." I talk about milk. They don't milk there. So, man, I hope you like eggs. He goes, "Well, I'm okay with eggs." I said, "Those are your best shots right there." So that was funny. Luckily for me, I like milk. I like eggs. I like cottage cheese. I said, I'll go to the store and I'll buy 2 tubs of it. I got to stop at Walgreens. I want to get something for my ankle. And then I need to sit at the shoe store. But I can tell something's wrong there, right there at the top. I don't know if I fractured something or. It's just I can tell it's swollen. Protein powders are okay. When they're given to me, I utilize them. I was using a weight gainer there for a while. I have used up all my protein powders, so instead of going buy more, what I do is in the blender, I throw about 20 ounces of milk in there, banana, scoop of peanut butter sometimes, and 2 or 3 eggs. And blend it up and drink it, and that's my protein shake. And I think those are better for me. But no, there's nothing wrong with them. Creatine, so I did pick up some creatine. Thanks for reminding me, because I forgot to take it. And I picked some up at my buddy at Apex Nutrition. He ships, I just don't know about ships to the UK. And I take it when I remember about it, but it is supposed to help get more water into your cells, which allows your cells to get better nutrients and better energy. So I put peanut butter in when I think about it, but I do go through a big jar of peanut butter about once a month. Reminds me I have to bring some more up. I'm almost done at the end of mine. But usually banana, peanut butter, eggs, milk is what I throw in there. And then, even when I did have protein powders, I would do that. Plus, I'd throw a scoop of protein powder in there too. So. Last one to cook. This will be the last one. Eggs, I just like to say, we'll see if I'm hungry again in about 30 minutes, what it looks like. I can take them to work. Yeah, I'll take them to work. Put some salt on them. I'm going to work. If you overuse it, anything can be harmful if you overuse it. There's no need to do any more than 3 to 5 grams a day. Anything more than that, you're probably just going to just piss on out. So yeah, anything that you overuse can be bad for you. Just follow the directions and it's fine. The complete amino acid chain, yeah. So your incredible edible egg has all 20 of your essential amino acids. It's got them all. Now that you're talking about it, I figure I'll pop in and have it now. Otherwise I'll forget. I'll have a double forget. I usually just pop it in my protein shake. I don't care much for the powder form, but that's all I had. It's not flavored, so if it's something that you just stir up and chug quickly. There we go. I said yummy, 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 but it wasn't. It's kind of chalky. How many calories I eat a day? So I eat about 5 meals a day. I think I'm somewhere between 3,000 and 4,000 calories. Now that's maybe 5 days a week. On my days off, my calories are probably a little bit less because my body's not really craving for it. But like right now, I haven't even went into work, which I know I'll eat 3 more meals. And I probably got at least 15 to 1,800 calories in already. So yeah, 3,000 to 4,000 on an average. I don't really count them. I get hungry, I eat. If I'm still hungry, I eat more. Meals will be a lot of eggs, a lot of milk, a lot of meat, a lot of cottage cheese, and then whatever like yesterday I had Italian chicken sandwich at the cafeteria. Sometimes I'll have a skirt steak and mashed potatoes, and I'll have a lot of potatoes with that, or sometimes just a hamburger or a chicken sandwich. So it's pretty, no oatmeal, but eggs and bacon, chopped potatoes sometimes. Yes, absolutely. I just started back up on creatine after probably about 3 years. Oatmeal is supposed to be good for your cholesterol, but also suppresses your natural testosterone. So I have a lot of oatmeal in storage, but I'm not really eating it anymore. So it's one of those things that they have a benefit, but then they also have one that's not so much of a benefit. So it's like you got to decide what's more important. Yeah, now to what degree, I don't know. But it was one of the meals that is not good for your testosterone level. So I cut it out. Now, being a young man like yourself probably has no effect on you. But somebody my age, yeah, it could. I like oatmeal. I'll still eat it. I used to throw oatmeal in my shake. I used to blend it up right in my shakes until I researched that. So then I kind of started getting away from it a little bit. That's just what I researched. And research is always changing. So I encourage you to do your own research. Always check it up on your own too. Don't always take somebody's word. Some people out there put out wrong information on purpose. I've caught a few of them. They will say something that is totally false. But I'll go check on it. I go, no, that's not what that does. They're probably like, damn it, check on it. I'm like, damn well I did. What's going on here? I don't think it's really the one for it, but it looks like it works. I'll take one of these to me to work. No, it's another one of those covers I get rid of. This one. Ta-da! Alrighty, I think I'm going to end it with that. I'm 62, 60 years old. Be 63 in about 2 months. Yeah, I stay away from soy products too. So, yep, 62, and soon after the Arnold, I'll be 63. So you can look me up at oprahpowerlifting.org. I'm in probably 45 to 50, 50 to 54, 55 to 59, and 60 to 64. Yeah, so boy. All right, everybody, thanks for joining in. I appreciate it. Everybody have a wonderful day or evening. Head over in the UK because it's got to be getting close to 6. And remember, rest, nutrition, proper exercise, and have fun.